Shalom, this is your Ark. Yah is magnified, coming back with another informative video. I titled this video, License Suspensions is a State Issue. But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so for all my people out there who have driving licenses, we all know that a driving license is issued to us from a state agency. Rather, the agency be called the DMV, which stands for the Department of Motor Vehicles, or the MVA, which stands for the Motor Vehicle Association. Whichever one you receive it, or whatever acronym your state want to use, it's all the same. Okay, it's still issued by the state. So because the state issued the license, then the license is property of the state, and when they suspend the license, it's the state that's suspending the license, not the federal government. For one, you didn't go to the federal government to obtain the license. You went to the state to obtain the license. So the state can revoke their permission or their privilege at any time. Okay, because a license is simply asking for permission for a right that you already have. Okay, for instance, you have a right to be married to your wife, but they made up a marriage license, which is you asking the state for permission to marry your wife now. No, that's why when you get married in the state, it doesn't say by the powers invested in the Most High above, or the creator of the universes, or or Yahuwah Elohim and stuff like that. It don't say none of that. It says by the power invested into the state, we now pronounce you man and wife. So your creator is not involved in that marriage. Sad but true. Okay? Why? Because you went to them to ask for permission. It's something the Most High already gave you a right to do. Same thing with driving. When you get a driving license, the same thing. There's no difference. You went to the state to ask for permission to travel when you already had a right to do so. Okay? Now, so let's go down to the definition for license so we can all get understanding, to make it more true so you all can see exactly what I'm saying. This is coming out of the 3rd edition of the Black Laws Dictionary. I like to stick to the older editions because they keep the definitions to its true meaning before they, try to get hip and switch certain words up and change certain definitions, okay? That's why I stick with the old Black Laws Dictionary, such as the 3rd edition. But it says license, certificate, or the document itself which gives permission. So again, like I stated before, when you apply for any type of license, you're giving up a right for permission, or asking for permission when you already have a right to do something. Okay? So now, you also have guys teaching you all that a driving license or the suspension of a driving license comes from the federal. No, it simply comes from the state. Why? Because the state issued it. It's the state's property, such as the all caps name is also the state property. They can do what they want with their property, okay? So now, let's go to a South Carolina notice of suspension for a driving license, and we're going to see who is suspending the license. Is the federal codes on that document, or they're all state codes? So let's get more understanding and more truth and more proof, so we get more understanding. So with that being said, let's go there. Okay, so now as you all can see, this time we're coming from the state of South Carolina. It's the same in every state, okay? When they want a request for a revocation of any type of license, whether it be a driving license or a business license, it's the same thing. The same thing across the board in every state. It's a state issue. But let's prove it's a state issue. As you all can see at the top of the screen, it says South Carolina Department of Social Services. Not the federal government, not the United States government. Okay? So it's clear that you know that this issue must be handled in the state of South Carolina. If you was to take this issue to the federal government, it will automatically get thrown out. Why? Because they lack subject matter jurisdiction to hear the matter. Okay? But let's continue. Then it says Henry McMaster, governor. He's the governor of what? He's the governor of the state of South Carolina. Okay? Further letting you know that this is a state issue. Okay? Not a federal issue. This issue must be dealt with in the state of South Carolina. But let's continue. Then it says Joanne B. Meckenham, acting state director. Not acting federal director. No. Acting state director. The state of what? For the state of South Carolina. Again, these are your three witnesses. You have the header giving you three witnesses, letting you all know that, hey, you must deal with this situation in the state. If you was to take this situation to the federal government, you were guaranteed to lose. Okay? So now, again, clear as day, South Carolina, okay? Department of Social Services, not the federal government. But let's stroll up. It says July 23rd, 2018. Again, South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles. Letting you know again, this has everything to do with the state. The state of what? The state of South Carolina. With the address and everything else. As you all can see, it says request for revocation. Revocation of what? Driver license. It has the case number, license number, type of license is a driver license. Okay? Then it says, to whom it may concern, the South Carolina Department of Social Services Child Support Division determined that the following licensee is out of compliance with an order for child support. So now, who is determining that? The South Carolina Department of Social Services Child Support Division, which automatically brings you back up to the top. South Carolina Department of Social Services. So now, if all this is this clear, and it's clear as day right before your face, then why would someone tell you all to run in the federal court to file a federal lawsuit against the state when it's clearly a state issue? See, this is where the Rooker-Feldman doctrine come in at. You cannot bring the federal state issues into federal court. The federal court lacks jurisdiction to hear those matters, should I say. But let's stroll up. The name, social security number, I crossed all that out. Then it says pursuant to South Carolina code. Not the federal government codes. It says pursuant to South Carolina code. Subsection 63171010. Please revoke the license. I can't really see what it say. Do not reinstate or reissue the license unless and until such time as you receive from Child Support Services. They say nothing about until you receive notice from the federal government. No. From the state Child Support Services. The same state Child Support Services that's right here. The department, the South Carolina Department of Social Services Child Support Services Division is a state issue. Handle your business in the state. You will seek remedy that way. But let's continue. It says, once revocation has been effected under your internal procedures, please, I can't really see what that says. It says, please send confirmation of the revocation to my attention at the address above. If you have any questions, you may call me at the number below. Thank you in advance for your assistance. Sincerely. So again, this is a real document sent by the South Carolina Department of Social Services. Again, this is a state issue. So if someone is telling you all to go in federal court to argue about a state issue such as a driver license revocation, then I'm guaranteed you will lose. Okay? So be careful where you get your information from, man. Get some understanding of what's really going on. Okay? That's why the people who telling you to do this and do that can't show proof of none of that stuff working for them, man. Because it don't work. Okay? Learn from my mistakes, man. Stay out of them federal courts. Get your remedy in the state and do what you got to do. Okay? Well, that's all I'm going to do for today, though. Okay? I put up real documents, real information, real education. For all those who willing to see the truth, they will see the truth. So with that being said, though, if you all need my help, hit me up in my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. For all my brothers out there fighting, continue to fight. I'd like to thank all my subscribers for watching. So with that being said, you all be blessed. Shalom.